Okay, let's get this show on the road then. If I do that, theoretically, everything should be just about perfectly fine. And we can get on with this. I mean, I guess there's not necessarily no Mac, right? I told you to quit Discord. It didn't quit unexpectedly at all. That's rubbish. Go away. Thank you. Right, now let's try me intro again. I'm gonna get started with this, and we'll see if anyone turns up. I mean, there's no reason why they would. Oh, ack! I haven't changed the description. Oh, ack! Double ack. There's a dark doge. Right, let's sort the description out. For now, it can be diddly dee because I can't really think of much for a great intro. Right. How are you doing, Raggett? Not great. Yeah. Things have happened, which, should be able to be controllable, but I don't know yet. And it's a big old inconvenience. Let's say that. It's definitely that. I'm conscious that if I talk quietly, game sound will be quite loud. I'll turn that down a little bit. Right, that should do it. How's year 13? Asks Cola Bottle in Disguise. Well, you know, pretty dank, as the kids say. I mean, I must say that, well, I guess I'm just sort of gearing down towards A-levels now, because obviously well, not obviously, I mean, why do you know my exam timetable? But A-levels start in about June, near the start of June as well. And, yeah, that's about it. So it's just a lot of sort of moving on, getting ready for the stuff. Worryingly, there's still some fair bit of course content left, which is not great, leaving it to the wire. I mean, that's my job, not teacher's job. But we'll have to see. I'm sort of working on it. It's certainly better than GCSEs in the sense that I'm actually doing subjects I understand to a certain degree and at the very least enjoy, if not always understand. So yeah, there's definitely that. Much better than revising physics, which I strongly dislike, and maths, which I dislike sometimes more, sometimes not quite as much, but I dislike both of them very much. I guess the good thing about maths always was that you never had to write sort of essay style answers. So my hand never got tired in those exams, but my brain got fried, and I got very unhappy because I couldn't do it, or at least that's what it felt like. And I mean, that's probably true. I just couldn't do it to a degree that wasn't quite as bad as other people who took the exam, so I ended up getting a fairly decent grade out of it. But I feel sorry for, I mean, everyone who took the exam, including me, and all the subsequent years, because it's ridiculously difficult for no good reason. Anywho, we're doing this now, so that's that. I mean, you know, it's all really inconvenience after inconvenience. There's just a new thing today. But I'll work around that and just do what I can do, really. That's all I can do. I do have a question for if any of you eagle-eyed viewers either remember or can sniff it out somewhere. It'll be in a video that's not incredibly recent, but relatively speaking recent. And I would like, if anyone can let me know the video in which I posited and sort of explained my idea that I had for event stage menus and sort of minimising some of the levels when you're finished with them and don't need them to sort of streamline the menu. If anyone can let me know which video I said that in, because I mean I should know I made the videos, but I don't remember.
so that I can find that and start making my Dear Ponos. That would be really useful. If you could, if you researchy people can have a ferret for it, because I'm terrible at researching. Even my own stuff, I imagine I won't be able to find. Unfortunately, I seem to have criticised 2 A levels that Cola Bottle's doing. That's quite good going, law of probability wise. I mean, obviously it goes without saying, each to their own. I personally dislike them both very strongly, but if you like them, there's no problem with that. I mean, we need mathematicians and physicists. If I'm not going to be one, there'll be someone else who's going to be one. If you subscribe to the idea that we all have our place, which I think is true to a certain extent. We can improve at things, yes, but some people are better at some things than other people. That's true as well. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes improvement, comma, generally. That's what I put in my replies to people when they say your tutorial doesn't work, and other assorted claims. You know, I now sort of schedule a date for myself to go back over some of the hotspots for this guide doesn't work in sort of beginner count videos. So the chapter 3 moon, the crazed cat ones, possibly the red cyclone as well, and just sort of copy and paste useful. You know, it's not as if it's just sort of like teen YouTube garbage that I'm bringing out. This is stuff that I originally wrote to someone as a bespoke reply, but it's just got all the things they can try in one copy paste comment, so I should be able to apply to everyone. And then I'll write an extra bit if they need an extra bit. But the thing is, I had a note that was all written in, and unfortunately it's just gone, which is great, you know. I mean, I can go back to those videos and copy and paste the comment back. It's just annoying that it's just gone. Anyway, Phil requires a payment. Well, I tell you what. My gratitude will be your payment, Phil. I hope you appreciate that. Oh, heck yeah. Go on, Valkyrie. Have another shot. Good. Well, at least you got a shot in. Now, don't be exposed. You need to do some damage. I think this is going to be another of those slow levels, but now that we've actually got Hacker Cat, I think things are going to progress a lot more easily. When we had just Nerd, it wasn't really up to scratch. Let's just say it that way. Oh, whoops. Big old whoops. Let's protect the hacker, shall we? Not that rhetorical. Well, maybe it is rhetorical, actually. No. Yes? I should know, really. But I don't. Doesn't really matter. Is said gratitude exploitable for my own personal gain? I don't know. As long as you don't engage in any dishonest or illegal practices, Phil, you can exploit as much gain from it as you like. I don't see how you do it, but, you know, that's up to you to find use in it. Come on, Sloth. We need rid of you so we can move on and get some more XP elsewhere. No gacha. For the episodes, as much as I can, yeah. But they don't need to be here. Oh, no. Oh, for goodness sake. It doesn't need to be here because it's not a tutorial at the moment, so I'm just using whatever gacha I have to make things easier. And currently, that is really annoying. No hacker for quite a while yet. Well, let's hope we can get some damage off then. Otherwise we in some heck trouble, like. No, we got a knockback. That's all you need in this game, really. Just several knockbacks. You can get hacker again soon. Right. Go on, Valkyrie. Get a hit, please.
Good. Another one? No, not quite. That's annoying. Well, yeah, another one on the rebound, I guess. And curveball. Wabam! That wasn't that much of a curveball. That didn't really help, to be fair. Oh well. DDD. Paris is quite expensive. That's the only problem, really. Even at max work account, we're not making it sustainable, which is a shame. Indeed, a shame. Oh well, we'll get through it eventually. Flippin' sloth. Healthy old sloth, this one. But we will fight back and we will defeat it.
How long has this been your account?
Quite a while. Yeah, I don't go on it that often. I should probably more, to make more efficient use of the tickets and time and all that, which is, I guess, partly why I'm doing the stream. But I don't know exactly. Quite a while though. Ah, lovely. It gone, roughly, since the first episode of the Beginner's Guide.
I'll probably tell you. So, Phil, you been able to find anything, or are you insulting people who like Jiangshi Cat? Too busy with the main business, I guess.
How are you? Not too well.
There's been a huge old inconvenience that's come up, but one of my New Year's resolutions, when an unhelpful change arises, which is most change to be fair, work around it to retain the status quo. Thus, I'm doing such. Or retain the status quo as best as you can. If I don't like the status quo, I mean, I'll engineer a change myself. That's the thing. Like, I'm not saying all change is bad, but if I know what the change is going to be, it's usually not a problem, because you can prepare for it. Or if you engineered it yourself, you know, you're very prepared for it. Ah, Thriller Bridge. That should be easier with, what's his name? Hacker Cat? Let's do that. Especially now of our leaderships. Hoorah!
Yay! First Fragate stream. Love your videos. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this stream accordingly. I mean, that's not to say people who are indifferent to my videos should find the streams incredibly boring, but I hope this lives up to expectations. Though, it's definitely not as exciting as a video, if the videos are exciting. Not sure I've known anyone to describe them as exciting, but I certainly sound a lot more bored in the streams, or as people like to say, depressed, which really isn't the right way to be thinking about it, but there you go. Now we got Hacker, we can do the old Hacker Stacker. The problem is, I should have brought speed up, that would have made it a lot better, but, you know.
We got time to just be spamming these crazed tanks. Can you make a guy to get maglev cats? I'm going to say probably not on two fronts. Front one, it's way too difficult for my beginner's guide to do, and front two, even if I could get my beginner account to that level, I very much struggle with it myself because it's got a nasty ROST in it, so I'd be no good making a guide on it because I barely managed to get through it with sort of inconsiderate levels of gacha. So yeah, there will be a point where the beginner's guide stops, and it will be before any of the manics and probably before any of those deadly stages.
Oh, caused a little bit of disturbance in the force there. Right, let's get our Bahama out. Make sure to protect the Hacker Stacker. Make sure we have some monies. Max worker cap, that is helpful. Get Valkyrie out as well.
We should have this dealt with nice and soon. Please don't stop the beginner's guide.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was going to stop it after Chapter 3 Moon. I continued it because people wanted it to continue, and I was really glad people wanted it to continue, but there will inevitably reach a point where I would struggle far too much to make it A, accessible, or B, a guide at all. And at that point I will have to stop. And that is before Mannix. I will do all the crazed cats eventually, but not the Mannix. That's just sort of unrealistic. I really struggled with the Mannix, and that was with loads of Ubers in tow, so it ain't going to happen. And I mean, by that point with those levels, you've got millions of online tutorials for them. I wanted to focus on the early game stuff because nobody had a sort of coherent series of stuff with like loads of different tips all the time. That's what I like about the beginner guide. People can follow it along and really learn how to get the best out of the game from the very start of it, with no preconceptions. No need to shout at me with block capitals.
I mean, I guess that actually
Counts to Phil as well, but Phil's a bit of a meme lord. So, Phil, make yourself useful, please. Actually, I hate it when people say that to me. I rescind that statement. Could you please look for that video where I said the thing? That would be very useful. Thank you. Obviously only if you want to, but I strongly encourage you to want to. Please. Great stuff. I think it just unduly influencing people again.
flipping Reddit in his community posts. Oh my god, I'm getting there. Alright. I didn't realise you were actually looking, Phil.
My apologies. Thank you for looking.
You never answered my question. It was after you did Stories of Legend, wasn't it?
Yes, I should think so. Yeah. It wasn't one of the really kind of recent videos. I'm not sure if it was in 2019. But it definitely wasn't this month.
Sorry, I didn't see your question, Phil. Regular cats faster and can actually do something, while Sandra is incredibly slow.
I find regular cats are incredibly slow. I mean, you might be quoting actual stats, in which case fair enough, but part of the game is also how you feel about the units you're using. There are units with certain aptitudes, but if you're not comfortable using them, like I struggle quite a lot with Arurum and things like baseball and any kind of close combat. I prefer range stuff. Playstyle does come into it, and I prefer using Samba Cat. Yeah. Also in that it would just be Macho Cat. If I started using Mohawk Cat, people would be like, oh, not another true form you're using. I mean, I only put Eraser in there because things can't be done without Eraser. It's not put in there to spite people, as much as they do sometimes think that.
Oi, Reddit, hooroo. Hooroo to you too. Deathly quiet for me.
I suppose it's better streaming because you got the game sound. Thank goodness for that, probably. Otherwise, a huge gap would just be.
And my computer just going. Because, again, it's incapable of doing more than one thing at once.
Oh well. I actually,
we're going to talk about David again, Blast from the Past. I mean, David's there.
HRU means how are you? Yeah, I know I was taking the nick a little bit. Sort of fine-er now than I was, but not great, because there's been a bit of a huge inconvenience today, which is a bit of a bother. Really. And anything, I found in my experience that anything good that happens before the inconvenience is sort of completely annulled by the inconvenience, because my brain is not nice to me. It makes me dwell on the bad things instead of thinking about the good things.
Can you end Beginner's Guide off
Cats of the Cosmos? I plan to. After... No, wait, Cats of the Cosmos, sorry. Incorrect. No, I rescind that statement. I plan to end it after Into the Future is finished. I might do a bit of Cats of the Cosmos, but I structure the series by
the story mode chapter. So series 6 will be the last series of it. Is Ruin a good cat? Yeah, it is. I just struggle with its range. I mean, it's scientifically impossible, but whenever I use it, it always seems to have a smaller real terms range than when tutorialists use it. I like things with big long ranges that unquestionably outrange stuff. So that was my point about play styles. Sound a bit down? I'm a bit down actually. This might be the first time that Reg gets a bit depressed and the stream actually sort of works as a statement. But yeah, a little bit. Part of it is just because it's a stream. Part of it is that. Thank you for your concern. Warlock and Pierre or Teslan Passalan. I don't have Warlock and Pierre, and I can't remember what Teslan is. I'm afraid. Was I looking for something? Because I can't find it. Alright, I hope you feel better soon. Thank you. Want to say I hope you get better. Thank you. Oh wow, goodness me, 41 people watching. That crept up. It was 4 people the last time I looked. Thank you for appearing, everyone. Oh, Labyrinth of Hades. Nasty one. Difficult, strange level. From your description, I remember it's the one with the Corey and the Bum Bum Black. I guess if you don't have a wave shield, it's difficult, isn't it? Right, that's that done. Excellent. Took a little while, that actually, didn't it? Anywho, let's do Risque Terrain 3-star. Why the heck not? Oh, I missed Braggot streams. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, no, yeah, no, actually, no. But, no. If you're wondering why I'm just saying yeah, no, I'm just wondering to myself what I'm going to do about a video. It's late, I definitely can't record one. I didn't know if I was going to do a little thing, those legacy updates. But I don't think I'd sound very excitable. It'd probably be very boring. So no, that was my no. And then my yeah was Doki Doki video. And then I thought no, because there's just been the promotional video that I haven't been paid for yet. I haven't received a reply about. Which, you know, my annoying brain is making me worried about that. But it's literally been one day, so I probably shouldn't worry about that. Especially when I've taken a while to reply to them before. What do you guys think? Doki Doki video? You have a positive community as far as I can see. Yeah, it is nice. I try and I mean, it may sound like I'm crediting myself for this, but I do try to make sure that people take a sort of tolerant and kind view whenever I see them not doing that. But for the most part, people are tolerant and kind, which is really good. I think those are the most important values. And although I don't believe that there is objective moral truth, in that moral truth means this action is always good, it is good, or this action is bad, I should think that being kind, polite and tolerant is about as close to something that is always right as is possible in our subjective world. So that's what I try and cultivate. Good old tolerance. Big up that JS Mill. What a lad. You should make a video with the PO box and unbox some fan mail. You could blow yourself out and show the items. Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? I didn't ever get a PO box. I don't, and I'm banned from having one. Not banned, but I asked, and Mother said no. Because I'm definitely not financially independent enough to live alone. And also, I have no idea how to set up a PO box. And I think it costs money. Ugh, imagine that, money. Ooh, horrendous. But send me your kind words, and I thank thee, and send kind words back. Right back at ya. Right back gatcha. Oh no. What was it with Ponos and Master A's in the early game? I think this is the thing that Lucas was saying, that like up to, you know, the first quite a big number of Stories of Legend subchapters are all exactly the same. Peons, Master A, that's it. Oh well, with Hacker Cat it's not nearly as painful as it has been without Hacker Cat. I can assure you of that one. Reggie, you are a nice YouTuber and you seem like a kind human being with one secret. Miko Matama. Oh, I like that. That's fun. Hang on, how did you know I had Matama? Don't tell anyone. Just don't reveal my secrets. We've got to keep that on the hush. You can't tell anyone. What happens in the stream stays in the stream, right guys? No telling anyone that I have Matama. It's a secret. Don't spoil the secret. Ooh, might I need a bit more meat shielding now the douche is there, probably. Let's try and get ourselves a dragon. Deal with the douche, although there's going to be meat shields with their type aplenty. Well, that was good. Thank you, Hacker. Nice shot, my boy. I've made up to the Gizo truth on things are not turning out well. I'm sad to hear that, Phil, but thank you for still looking. I'll be streaming for about 10 more minutes and then I have to be quiet, so... I mean, if you want to carry on looking after the stream, if you don't find it within the stream, I'd appreciate that, Phil. If you just want to, like, DM me or something. Oh, DM me, get in my DMs. Doesn't it feel right saying DM? Sound like one of those teenage types. Maybe you are a teenage type. Well, I guess that's true. Stereotypical teenage type. Anyway, direct message me on the Discord if you find it, and tar very much, Phil. Remember Matt's Owl on Battlecats video, with your idea? I know, right? I appreciated the heck out of that. He was like, yeah, let's do that. I was like, ka-ching. Well, not ka-ching. Because, you know, if you mention someone in your video, it's very unlikely that more than about 2 people are going to go across to look at them, but it felt nice to have the recognition. Felt very nice. Also got a heck ton of likes on the comment. So I just put like a love heart there, and he pinned it. Flippin' pinned it. Heck yeah. Oh no, Phil has a competitor now. Oh God, you're streaming my life and flex tape. He's like a more polite version of Phil. Actually, I shouldn't say that while Phil's doing something for me. Sorry, Phil. I love how I've just accepted that he's called Phil now. I mean, obviously don't reveal your real name, but it's just, if we found out that the name was anything other than Phil, I don't think I'd accept it. They just are Phil. Even though they've just stolen a man's identity and his flex tape. It's true, the last thing I am is polite.
We are officially a hacker stacker. I'm playing for that long on this level. Hasn't felt too excruciating though. We're definitely doing alright. And that's the final of them gone. Woohoo! Booyah!
I love Battle Cat, Simon the Moon, the second world. That's good for you. Have you heard that I have a tutorial series for beginners called the Battle Cat's Beginner's Guide? If you have heard of it and watch it, thank you very much. If you haven't heard of it, poot along over to my channel page and scroll down a bit, or alternatively, click on playlists. You'll find it in either place. Should give you some good old tips. Loves Hacker so much, but doesn't use talents on him.
I mean, I feel like I definitely said something about that in a video, but I'll say it again here, why not? I'll only put talents on him
if the talent would help me beat a level that I'm stuck on. For now, I don't feel like making it OP for no good reason. I definitely don't need to make things harder for myself, but don't want to accidentally make them too easy, because you can't just rescind extra levels you put on something. Which was an idea mooted by the community, that people can sort of like ultra max their units, but then if they want to challenge themselves, set a unit level cap to like 30 or something. Which I think, you know, although it wouldn't necessarily benefit my gameplay much, is a very good idea for their point of view. I mean, it's always good to support other people's point of view if you don't disagree with it, because ultimately you'd want them to support your point of view, even if it didn't have much to do with them. So if it's not a great kind of moral crisis, and someone's got a point of view you're sort of neutral to favourable on, favour them for it, and support them. In times of great moral crisis though, although the saying goes that the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who maintain their neutrality, I think it's good to maintain your neutrality. If you maintain neutrality on something you don't have any particular opinion on, you know, it's just a debate you don't need to involve yourself in, and therefore you're not offending anyone if you remain neutral on it. Except, I guess, for the person who came up with that quote, but I think they're wrong. I think there's a lot of value in saying nothing sometimes. There's a philosopher, hacker philosophy, called Wittgenstein, might have heard of him. He said, "That of which I cannot speak, I must remain silent." And that's basically my principle here. Although that of which I have no strong opinion, I must remain silent. Or I ought to remain silent anyway. Because there's no point talking about it. If you don't know much about it, or have no strong opinion on it, there's no point in you talking about it. Right, let's hope the Harmut can get a shot off, because the Sloth is going to cause trouble. We know that for a fact. It always seems to, and I think always will. I make a philosophical point that you should host meme review. Great. Off that. Clap, clap. Philosophy, philosophy. That'd be my one. Dee 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 dee. I'm stuck on Emperor in the end. I mean, my chap, I was just saying to you about my beginner's guide. That literally has a tutorial for that level within it. I'd highly recommend you look at that. It's on my channel, in my playlists, or if you scroll down a bit of the channel page. Same place as when I mentioned it a couple of minutes ago. Sorry if that sounds passive aggressive. I didn't mean it to, but it definitely did sound passive aggressive.
Looks like our one hacker isn't enough. I think it's time to activate the protocol. Sir, not the protocol. Yes, the hacker stacker protocol. Ba 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 ba.
That was quite fun. I do enjoy that. Oh, I'll go to guide off the strand. Thanks, Ricket. Oh, heck yeah. And the other person says that as well. Thanks, chat.
It's there for you. Blech.
You're a genius, ooh. Oh, Tom. Screenshot, huh? That's a really nice comment. Loo la la loo. Dee dee dee.
The hacker stacker protocol. Sir, don't do it. It's too powerful. The power creep police will be after you. No, we must still engage the hacker stacker. Hacker stacker. Ba-da-da-da-da. I would say something like I've been watching too much, fill in blank, but I haven't. I just made that up completely.
Come on, name level.
This will have to be the last one. And then life to go. Otherwise I'll be shouted at. That's no good. Well, I could talk about me having to be quiet in a couple of minutes in terms of contractarianism. We probably had enough philosophy and politics for one stream.
Cool, blimey, lad. If you stop talking about Brexit.
I mean, I'm a politics student, I've had enough of Brexit. I can say that with some conviction now. Before I was like, yeah, bring it on. Bit of politics. Now not so much.
We had 55 people, very briefly. Lovely.
Very exciting. Oh, sir, you mustn't do it. I must. I have to. Triple hacker stacker. Doo-doo-doo. Triple hacker stacker is so powerful, the level just scares itself into being defeated before it can even take force. Oh, heck yeah.
I haven't even got a single pole vaulter. I've been playing the game 3 to 4 years now. Yeah, I mean, what was it that's eluded me? Sniper the Recruit? That's eluded me. I got my Cyberpunk though, so it's kind of all right. We've ended on nearly 600,000 XP, which is very good. I'll just enter in this level, but then I'll have to end off the stream. But yeah, doing well there. I'll need to have plenty more, I should think, to be able to get my Bahama all the way up. But yeah, we doing alright, and I need to do that fairly soon, so you might see more of these streams. Because Crazed Fish, I assume, be coming up. I think it's the 17th or the 20th, I'm not sure. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Well, it wouldn't be the 17th or the 20th then. It might be the 21st. Fish, Dragon, Titan. 21st, I think. Anyway, don't really matter if I have the XP ready, but it kind of does. I might forget to check beginner account and have to wait another month. Ignoring the possibility of an event. Anyway, that'll do. I must leave now, I'm afraid. But it's been lovely having you around. It's been a lovely stream community today. Thank you for all popping along. In answer to your question, I use OBS to record.
I had a real fight with it.
What a stupidly complicated program. Still, eventually works, and when you can get it to work, it's very powerful indeed. So there's the two sides of the argument for the OBS. And here's the side of the argument that I must now stop. Sorry. And ta-ra to you all. See you soon enough.